There are thousands of jobs in the federal government that require a top secret clearance, and with some of these, they also require a polygraph test, which is a lie detector test. And we take it for granted that if someone fails this test, that means they don't get the job. Well, that hasn't exactly been true. The DEA, which is the Drug Enforcement Agency, went through a recent audit and some interesting information was revealed. Now, if you've been involved in some of these audits, and every federal agency goes through an audit, it can be kind of a rigorous process because they're pulling out all the supporting documentations, the files, the documents. It is intense. And this is either done by OIG, which is the Office of the Inspector General. It could be internal, or it can also be GAO, which is the Government Accountability Office. In this particular case, it was OIG who did the audit. During this audit, the DEA was found that it violated its own policy. Not just this year or last year, but it's been doing it for years. And this policy is extending job offers to people who fail polygraph tests. So what does it mean to fail a polygraph test? This is what's called a significant response that's used to detect deception. So they hook you up to the polygraph test. They're monitoring your breathing. They're monitoring your heartbeat, the sweat. If your fingers start to sweat, the sensors pick it up. And this is basically, they're trying to figure out when you're getting nervous. When are you starting to panic because you know you're telling a lie? And they give you the questions ahead of time. So it's not like they're surprising you. If they were to surprise you, then yeah, your heart rate would spike. But it's not a surprise. They say, hey Bob, these are the questions we plan on asking you. They tell you one time, without detecting whether you're lying or not, they turn the machine on, they start monitoring the machine, and they ask you the same exact questions. And this isn't foolproof, right? This isn't something that's 100% guaranteed going to be accurate, but this is something the DEA decided they wanted to implement in their hiring process. Because you could be so nervous to take the test that you could fail it just being nervous, a lot of states across the country, they ban the polygraph test. It is not admissible in a lot of courtrooms across the country. Okay, so what's the big deal with the DEA hiring a few people that failed the polygraph test? Well, the problem is it wasn't a few people. It was 66 special agents, 11 intelligence specialists, and all the information is outlined in the report that the OIG published. So with the DEA, they make you take 2 polygraph tests during the hiring process. And what they're trying to figure out is if you lied on the SF-86 when it comes to your background check. Did you leave anything out? Did you do any illegal drugs? Committed any violence? Lifestyle questions. The main issue with DEA's policy when it comes to the polygraph test, if a candidate fails it, they're barred from working at the DEA for at least 3 years. So not only should they have not received job offers, they should not even be eligible for the next 3 years. And this policy was put into place about 4 years ago in 2019. Okay, so check this out. Here are a couple of examples that are actually in the report. In 2020, a candidate had a significant response with deception to questions regarding mishandling and compromising classified information. In 2021, he was extended a job offer to be a special agent. Now, another year, a candidate had a significant response, basically indicating this guy's lying, to questions regarding having an unauthorized foreign contact or being involved in terrorist activities. So they asked him that question, hey, are you involved? And he was like, no, and there was a big spike on the machine. So what happened with him? Well, he got himself a job offer as well. In addition to this, there are being claims of nepotism across DEA. When it comes to people failing their polygraph test, they're saying, oh, it's because it's the hiring manager's cousin's friend or something like that. So this is really the last thing the government needs is more accusations of nepotism because it's happened, right? We know that it happened in the past, but in my opinion, it's a small amount that it happens. It's not overwhelming majority, it's a small amount, but it's that small amount that's magnified across the whole government. So anytime someone doesn't get a job offer, one of the first things that they say, you might have heard of this too, the first things they say, well, they must have had someone else in mind. So that's only going to be accelerated, that kind of thinking, that line of thought, when you hear claims of nepotism in the DEA. In my view, this whole thing has to fall under unfair hiring practices, because I'm sure there were candidates that failed the polygraph, they didn't get job offers. But now we have dozens of people that failed and they got job offers. So, this is a clear double standard here. You can't treat these groups differently. Lie detector tests, they've been around for over 100 years and they're controversial. Some people think they're amazing. Other people, they think they're horrible. They should be destroyed. They should not be used. Now, myself, I think the whole hiring process, when it comes to if a person is suitable, if a person is trustworthy, it should be a holistic approach. Sure, you can use lie detector tests if you'd like, if that's a resource you want to use, but that should be in combination with other efforts to see if that person is a good fit for that agency. Alright, so if you're looking for a federal government job, maybe you're looking for a better government job. I did a live stream recently, answered over a dozen questions about the federal hiring process. If you're interested in that, I want you to watch this video next. If you would like to see more videos like this, please click like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.